Okay.
Yeah.
The guy was blackmailed.
He was blackmailed?
Pretty much.
Whoa.
So most members, they actually have spouses because they're married. They have affairs with other council people, with Congress people, Congress members in office. And they have like parties and stuff.
I thought you were talking about sex parties.
Whoa! A new undercover video published by James Okeefe reveals members of Congress are coerced to vote a certain way through blackmail, extortion, after affairs and sex parties. Madison Cawthorn wasn't lying either. These are your elected congressional leaders. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants and Satan, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and we do, in fact, like to highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. James Okeefe, in my opinion, is absolutely an amazing freedom fighter. I have met James. I've seen James give a lecture on how to do undercover investigative journalism, which in this video, you just saw a clip of, you'll see more of it. James Okeefe is in fact doing undercover investigative journalism, which I'm surprised he himself can still do it because he's so well known, and you'd think like these leftist lunatics would all have like James Okeefe picture on hand, like don't talk to this guy, let alone don't tell him secrets, let alone don't tell him dirty, dark, evil secrets. But he got a Capitol Hill intern to reveal some secrets to him directly, and we see his undercover footage. We'll show you that video, but the context of this that I discerned, the Capitol Hill intern that he's conversing with very much appears to be a gay man, and James Okeefe in some of the footage, it seemingly trying to act a little gay. So my guess, and this is speculation, that James Okeefe set up this undercover investigative expose by posing as a gay man to be out on a date with this intern who definitely said some things he probably shouldn't have said, according to his bosses. But if you're a fan of freedom and therefore truth, you're glad they've been said, and you're glad that James Okeefe has gone to the trouble of exposing them. The full video is 20 minutes. We're just gonna watch the first section, so we have the backbone of it, but please check out James Okeefe on Instagram for the full video, and if you don't already follow James Okeefe, of course, I'd recommend it. Let's take a look.
And you're not a Trump fan, are you?
No. John needs to die. John.
Well, that's also a separate problem. This Capitol Hill intern works on Capitol Hill. You know, the same building where the insurrection happened. It's saying Donald needs to die. That's also a problem.
Donald needs to die.
Huh?
I said, well, then Donald needs to go. The majority of the work that I do is policy because that's what my degree is in.
Policy?
It's focused in policy. And so I do a lot of, that's why I go to a lot of embassies and a lot of events at the White House.
That sounds, you were at the White House?
I go to the White House.
So do you have to keep your mouth kind of shut because you're working for a Republican? You can't say?
Well, I don't, yeah.
Get to the point here in a second, but it's interesting. This intern works for a Republican, but the intern's saying, like, I'm not a Republican at all. I'm a Democrat, good friends with Nancy Pelosi. That's interesting, but it's interesting. This undercover camera angle, it's exposing they're obviously in a public restaurant. James Okeefe, he's wearing glasses. Like, who was Clark Kent fooling? Really? I am just shocked because James Okeefe, he's a very well-known face, and if this intern isn't kind of with it enough to know who Okeefe is and therefore like not say what he's saying, you'd think other people in the restaurant would be coming up and saying, hey, James, nice to meet you, or James, I don't like you, or whatever side they're on. But I'm just actually very impressed by the boldness and James Okeefe being able to, you know, be undercover enough. I guess it's the glasses. And the sweater vest. You wouldn't expect James to be wearing a sweater vest.
I really keep it to myself.
Do you like besties with Nancy Pelosi?
I love Nancy. My picture of Nancy Pelosi and I is on my desk.
Gross.
I don't know if your constituents would want to know that though, huh? Would they be pissed off? They don't care.
If they do, they kiss the crack of my ass. There's a lot of things that I do here, and there's a lot of things that I see with my own eyes. Madison Cawthorn wasn't lying either.
Madison Cawthorn wasn't lying neither. And of course, what that's referring to was Madison Cawthorn exposed that he was inviting to Congress member orgy parties. Madison Cawthorn did not go, but that's what they're referring to.
That man in a wheelchair, that video that came out with the guy in the Senate office building in the hearing room.
Oh yes, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The guy was blackmailed.
He was blackmailed?
pretty much.
Whoa.
So most members, they actually have spouses that are married. They have affairs with other council people, Congress people, Congress members in office. And they have like parties and stuff.
Like you're talking about sex parties.
Yeah,
So Congress members, according to this intern named Titus Warren, who says he's seen things with his own eyes and heard them with his own ears, says Congress members have affairs with other Congress members, even though they're married, and they have sex parties. Now, these are our elected leaders that we somehow expect to represent our morals and values. Ladies and gentlemen, as it stands with what we've allowed to happen, that is an expectation that ain't being met.
want to talk a lot.
So these parties are like, it gets hot and heavy.
Yeah, it's like an in-house thing. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But 9 out of 10 times, everybody in there knows. But they actually, that is a fact. They actually do have these parties.
They actually do have these parties. Okay, I'd go to that party. I wouldn't participate, but I'd want to see who's doing what, who's doing who. That'd be interesting. And probably gross. Have you seen most members of Congress?
Does that happen a lot? Like people do something sexual and they blackmail? Have you seen that?
So, it happens every now and then.
Wait, but they get blackmailed.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's Epstein tactic, ain't it? Hey, members of Congress, come over to this sex orgy and just, do whatever you want. And that'll give us good blackmail material to control you. But we're supposed to represent our constituents. Meant to say constituents. Well, you don't really want to do that now, do you? Because look at what we have on you. Screw my constituents. Well, that's more like it, because you just screwed all these other Congress people.
Because it's like they have a leverage of, like, if you have something like that, it's called leverage. And so
That's what blackmail is.
what they do, they get you to get something else. Majority of the members that come late, always 9 out of 10 times come over from the night before.
Come to sex party.
So, on the voting, you already have a piece of paper that tells you how to vote.
That's what you want with your representative. Someone else hands them a piece of paper that tells them how to vote. Thank you for representing me in a way that helps you not get caught for doing what you've done.
Known as a suggestion. It's not a suggestion.
It's not a suggestion
It's what we need you to vote.
because we know we have information about you.
Right. They have a group chat that they tell people how to vote.
They tell people how to vote.
Yeah.
And they get information about them and use it as blackmail.
In a way, yes.
Madison Cawthorn, the man who intern just said, yeah, he wasn't lying when he claimed there's congressional sex parties and orgies. So let's hear it from Madison Cawthorn himself.
A party like this, I've been invited to them. My instant reaction to that is, especially the blackmail piece that it seemed like this individual was talking about in this piece. That's something that I experienced firsthand.
But doesn't it make you feel like guilty sometimes?
I get my check and I'm good.
You get that money.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's all
I like
about.
to buy nice things.
You like to buy nice things? So you get that money, you like to buy, what type of nice things do you like to buy?
I love a Louis. So the one thing I want is a duffel. I want the duffel.
I like a lot of things.
By the way, now, James Okeefe now is gone to presumably a Louis Vuitton store with Titus Warren, the intern. Now you can see James Okeefe a little bit better and just watch like he acting gay, his speech as well. And it's just funny watching James Okeefe do that because I don't think he does it very well, but he did it good enough to get away with it. And that's not a knock on James Okeefe. It's just I don't think he's gay, but he's definitely trying to act like it.
That's what you look on your arm, What's your favorite bag of all times?
Like a
So, to be a free, fair, democratic country, we absolutely need representation based on an election. But the elected representatives, it sounds like based on this piece from James Okeefe, the elected representatives are not always representing those who elect them. They are at times representing their own self-interest and not getting caught via being controlled by blackmail so they can avoid having the what we might call immoral things that they've done. Avoid having those exposed, and that's what coerces them to vote certain ways at times. Here's the piece of paper, not a suggestion. And of course, once again, to watch the full video that James Okeefe published, and check out James Okeefe on Twitter. And this is put out through his OMG Media Group, Okeefe Media Group. See ya, Project Veritas. Y'all got rid of James Okeefe. Look at you now. With that said, my beautiful freedom-loving friends, let me know in the comments below what you think of this expose. Does it surprise you? And whether it does or doesn't, what do you think about the reality that some of our members of Congress are participating in sex orgies and having affairs with each other, and having that used as blackmail to control them and how they're voting? Let me know what you think. I appreciate you watching this, and also I very much appreciate the freedom fighter that is James Okeefe. I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But first, here's a special non-immoral orgy-based message. What's up, my friend? You've heard me talk about the Wellness Company and their medical emergency kit for a while now. And this next product is one that I honestly believe every American should have and be taking regularly. If you're not thinking that something is up at this point, what conspiracy? With so many previously healthy people experiencing myocarditis, blood clots, turbo cancers, menstrual irregularities, miscarriages, and the new died suddenly phenomenon, then you're not paying attention. The culprit is thought to be spike protein. Spike protein is a lingering threat from the you-know-what and the lab-made virus. It's unfortunately linked to all kinds of long-term health issues, and even Pfizer is now admitting there are problems. And while we know answers won't come from the mainstream or Captain Fauci, truth-seeking doctors like Dr. Peter McCullough and Dr. Drew Pinsky at the Wellness Company have answers. And the main answer is Spike Support Formula by the Wellness Company. Spike Support is a formula of all natural ingredients designed to dissolve and block spike proteins in your bloodstream so you can start feeling like your healthy self again. Tons of people, vaccinated or not, have reported better mental clarity and increased energy levels after taking Spike Support every day.
Would someone please tell me what to do? I'm waiting.
My friend, stop waiting for answers, because the answers are here. Reclaim your health with Spike Support. Just go to twc.health/JPReacts to get yours today. And while you're there, be sure to use the discount code JPReacts for 15% off. Enjoy.